The sun rises over the Maasai countryside. Here we find priests of the Society of African Missions, or SMA, spreading the gospel among its people who are adorned so beautifully. The SMA are a missionary group of priests who traditionally were founded to go to places where Christ has never been heard before and preach him there. To lay the foundation of a community of believers and then establish the local church and then to move on. And so it is in Kenya, Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Zambia, South Africa and Angola. In other words, these are called the Great Lakes District. Yes, it may look different. The dance, the people, the prayers and the dress of the people, but it's the same gospel that's being preached. These are the people we specialize in serving. With your support, the gospel is being spread. Development is being brought to their lives. The SMA are a society of secular priests and brothers who, inspired by their founder Bishop Melchior de Marian Bresiac, still go to the most abandoned in Africa. The founder was a man who lived in the mid-19th century and who fought for justice and local clergy in India at a time when the caste system was practically endorsed by his French brother priests. Disillusioned by this, he went to Africa on another mission and died within a few short days of yellow fever. He must have thought his mission was over. However, the Society of African Missions survived with encouragement from the Pope at the time, and is today still sending men out to Africa, to our Great Lakes District. Young men are being trained for the SMA priesthood, and they go with the ideals of the founder. Mission is changing. In the old days, it was people from Europe and America who went to Africa and mission countries. But today, in our society, it is mostly young Africans themselves, together with Asians and Polish, and some of the traditional countries as well provide personnel. They go and serve in the Great Lakes District, the Congo, Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, and South Africa, and, of course, Angola. Conditions in Africa have improved from the time of our founder in 1859 and those who followed him in the earlier days of the SMA mission. Food and medicine are of a better quality these days, and the missionary therefore can work in relative safety and live a longer life. Yet there are places that are harsh terrain. The heat in some missions is sizzling, like for instance in Ladwa, 38 degrees Celsius, and that is the cold season. The SMAs have various ministries and jobs to do to spread the gospel these days. From dam building in Turkana, to providing clinics and schools in northern Tanzania and Kinshasa, the Congo. Most importantly, the SMA served their people by just being there for them in their time of need. And they, the people, appreciate the SMA presence. Peace and reconciliation is needed in places like Kenya, Turkana, and its border areas where serious atrocities occur now and again. Even violence is no stranger to the SMA themselves.
Well, here I am at one of the saddest events that have happened in our SMA community in East Africa anyway, at least of recent times, the death of Father John Hannon, SMA from County Clare. He died here in this very parish. In fact, it was a murder, and the work that he did here is very evident. The SMA spirit is evident in the structures that are remaining after Father John, whereby we have a lovely new hall, and there's a class going on for young girls in sewing and then in computers. And Father John lived the SMA spirit and died with the SMA spirit of self-sacrifice and giving himself totally.
It is not known why he was killed, but one thing is sure, his Christ-like sacrifice has not gone to waste. In his parish is a Maasai priest, and the ideals and developments that John was committed to are bearing fruit.
I'm the parish priest of this parish at this moment, continuing with the works that were done by the late Father John Hannon. He really evangelized with zeal. He did a lot of work here, vocational training center. He built a hall, he built the church. He did a lot for Maasai people in Maasai land. And we really appreciate his congregation, the SMA, for what they did in this parish.
Without training of young men for the SMA, the work can't go on. SMA seminaries are full of young men from all over Africa and Asia, also from Poland, even from the traditional countries like Europe and USA. Many come from different family situations.
I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers, and I am the last born of the family. At the beginning, there was one sister, she was against my joining SMA. Anyway, she didn't want me to become a priest at all. And later on, she agreed. Even when I went home recently, she was the one who supported me financially. My father and my mother, they are not Catholics. It is when I joined SMA that my father decided to be baptized. But since I was not at home, my uncle went to baptize him. That is why my mother and my father, they are now Presbyterian. They are not Catholics. But they are happy that with the SMAs, I'm in Catholic Church and I want to become priest, a missionary.
The development of the whole person is an ideal of SMA. As the gospel is being implanted, issues are being realized, such as underdevelopment, poverty, hunger, lack of education, and medical facilities. These go hand in hand with the planting of the gospel.
We're interested in integral development. We don't look at a person and just see a person's soul. We see an entire person, whatever the needs that person has, then that is what we're focused on. So consequently, there are a big number of programs here developed answering the various needs that are here.
In Turkana at large, people are looking at the Catholic Diocese of Lodwar in the leadership of SMA Bishop Patrick Harrington as the government of Turkana. It meets the needs of the Turkana people in all perspectives. If it comes to the road issue, they have been the ones that ensure that accessibility to the areas that the government cannot even access. the Catholic Church opens the way. It leads, and now the government follows. And you can ask any Turkana person and he can tell you that our government is the Catholic Church.
Where there is lack of education, medical facilities, good roads, easy access to good water, and the basics in life generally, it is difficult to plant the seed in the hearts of a people beset with these troubles in life. Because the SMA are forever reaching out to frontiers to preach the gospel, there is always need for support. They work also in places which are in process of becoming self-reliant, and this is one of the ideals of the modern-day SMA, to make a place self-reliant as quickly as possible. Even the society has Friends of SMA, an organization trying to relieve the heavy burden for young African SMAs.
The key objective is to raise funds to pay for the priest's ticket. Apart from that, we've been supportive to the church, helping them where there's need in terms of raising funds.
We decided as people who are living here in our church that we should assist the SMA fathers because they should feel at home when they are sent out to work here. So our project is continuous because SMA, I think, is there to stay forever.
Powerful prayer is part of the SMA's daily life. And most importantly, your prayers are our support. You too are a missionary by your support. You too are in the frontier when you pray for us and support us as you do. Churches need to be built, and they cost money. Cars need to be repaired. Houses like seminaries need repair. Medical fees are needed for those SMAs who get sick for various reasons, especially for working in harsh climates. In the Congo, because of the bad roads, car maintenance is very difficult and expensive. In fact, most money is paid in USA dollars. So it's expensive to preach the gospel. It's expensive to prepare young men for the SMA. Seminaries are full and need your support. What is there to be done but to kindly ask you, the donor, for help? To help us, to help others. In helping, you are helping in a big way to spread the gospel, to bring dignity to the lives of the poor that we specialize in going to. Our gifts and contributions are rooted in a long tradition of missionary work. This requires a long-term commitment. A missionary society such as the SMA is better placed to take such commitments with enough personnel and with enough backup. Our backup is in no small way seen in you, our donors, who contribute to prayer and who give money generously. We, on behalf of the people whom we serve, wish to thank you and humbly ask you to continue to support our efforts. Because of you, the donor, and the success of the past endeavors of our missionaries, we look at the past with pride and gratitude, and we look to the future with hope and confidence.